Hello viewers, this is John from Cloud Tech Insights. Welcome back to my channel. Today's session is about lake formation, and a specific topic around lake formation is how to create a table and grant access to the users and the roles. In this session, I'll be going through how to create a table using Glue crawler, and I will also show you how to provide access via named resource catalog option, which is one of the options, how you can architect your access. Apart from, there are other options like lake formation tags, but I will be focusing on named resource options here. So let's get started. So let's get started. In today's session, we'll be looking into how to create a table within the database that we created in our previous session, and also see how to provide grants to the role as well as the user who accesses the data. So to begin with, there's a quick recap on what we did in the previous session. Previous session, we registered the data lake location, created a database called Test Lake Formation Cloud Insight. And at present, there are no tables under this database. So the intention of this session is to create a table using a glue crawler. A CSV file has been dropped in the S3 bucket here. So if you look at the registered location, which is the Lake Formation Cloud Insight, I'm going and created a folder called sample and downloaded or uploaded a file sample underscore data.csv. So to just give you an idea on how what this file is, this is the file. I'm using a Cloud9 just to show how the file looks like. Either you can go through Cloud9 or you can just simply click on it, and within the action you can say S3 select, where you can have the input format as CSV and the output on CSV, and simply query the data to see what's in the file. So this is the first 5 records that they showed. It's a simple file with name, age, and city with 20 records in it. Okay. Next thing is we have to use the glue crawler to crawl the S3 location and add this table and the metadata to the lake formation. Like I mentioned before, lake formation inherits all the glue catalog and the crawler, etc. So all the metadata which is captured in glue catalog is all inherited into lake formation. And once it's in the lake formation, it all depends upon lake formation, whether to provide access to the user, access to even the glue crawler. So that's what we are going to do today. So I'm going to create a crawler today. It's called Cloud Insights -test. Moving on to the crawler, I'm adding a data source within the crawler. It's an S3 data source here. It's within this account. It's also possible to crawl from different accounts as well. So, but in this example, I'm just pointing out to this account here. I'm going to here and provide the exact path of the folder, just removing the sample part and ensure that we leave a slash after the folder structure, and crawling all the subfolders and adding this as a source. Now the source has been added, and then moving on. Now either you can create a glue crawler role. I already have a crawler role created, which is called glue service role -glue crawler. So before we move on, I want to show you what this role looks like. So want to highlight that this role, there are few policies added to this role to ensure that it can crawl the data from S3, as well as write those tables into lake formation. So if moment you add the glue service role, majority of the information policies are granted. But let's not forget to add this policy to the glue crawler role, which means lake formation get data access. So this ensures that that they receive the data, they're able to query the lake formation, and also get the data from S3 and apply those metadata into the database. So this is essential, or else you will see while creating the glue crawler, you might get an error saying that this is not create. You will not be able to create those glue crawlers. So this is good. Let's move on to the next section, choosing the database. So last time we created the test LF Cloud Insight database. So I'm going to select the database in there. You can add your prefix based on your preference, but I rather leave that column empty for now. And I'm going to check on demand for now because there is no need to be scheduled as of now. So I'm going to hit next and let's see what happens when it creates a crawler. Okay, seems like it created without a problem. So like I said before, if you don't have this data access policy added, the crawler might throw an error saying you cannot create those. So ensure that you have the lake formation get data access policy. Okay, so once this crawler is created, we know that there's a sample file in this location right here. Now our next step is to run the crawler. So the crawler takes approximately a minute or two to run. So meanwhile, let's go to the lake formation here. And this is the database here. And once you hit the database in, you can either go through the view tables option, or you can also directly go to the table section to get the information. So let's give a few seconds or up to a minute for the crawler to complete its job. So it's running, crawling all those S3 locations. Okay, perfect. So the crawler job is complete now. So the next step is to move to the lake formation console and refresh this page. And you can see the table is being created. The table name, the sample is created. The database is the one we created before, and all the information related to the table is available here. So one thing I want to highlight is before running the crawler, I had provided access to the glue crawler service role, which we discussed here. This service role, glue crawler service role, I provided the access to the glue crawler service role. So the way you click on this radio button right here and look for verify or view permissions. So this will show you what roles are allowed to see or access this database or have the ability to create those tables within the database. So we have the AWS service role glue crawler, which is the one that the glue crawler is using. So we have to provide this access to create a table. At the same time, we also provided the current role that I'm running, also the access so that you can see the database when you list it in Athena. So how you provide access is very straightforward. All you have to do is go to the database, click on it, and under actions, you can grant permissions. And right now we are going with the named catalog option, and you can pick the role. If you want to pick the role, demo role, and you can add like a glue crawler role. Okay, and you can provide create table and describe access right here, and then hit grant. And you can also pick and choose the table that you want. Also add a data filter, which is more advanced level. It's like adding a where clause to your SQL statement. So certain users cannot see certain rows within a table. So you can control a row and a column level access within lake formation. So and you hit grant here, and the access will be granted. So in this session, I'm not doing that. I've already done that part. Both the demo role, which is the role that I am using or logged in as well as the glue service role, glue crawler has the permission to this database. So that's how it accesses the database and create the table. So now going back to the table, the table, if you look at the view all the permissions here, the glue crawler has all the access to the table, which is good. But the demo user, that is the one that I am using right now, does not have access to view the data in the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the demo role. I would say I would go to the table level permissions to say select and describe. The first part of the table permission is for the corresponding role, and the second part is the corresponding role should have the permission to do certain activities or grant permission to another role in the future. But I would say selecting the first part would be the best to ensure data security, and I grant the access. So what's the error? Let's take a look at it to grant permission. So instead of named catalog, I picked LF tag. That's why we saw the difference in the layout completely. We will talk about LF tag. It's an interesting concept where it makes more scalable. So here I'm picking up the database here, picking the table. I pick the sample for now, and I say select and describe. And then for now, I'm giving all the data access, but you can also provide certain columns and hide certain columns within the lake formation. So once I grant the access, now if you look at the information, you can see the demo role as well as the glue catalog role has the access to the table. Now I'm going back to the table. Now I'm clicking on the table under the actions menu. I'm going to just view the data. I just want to see how the data looks like. So when you view the data, the lake formation does not have a data viewer or a query engine by itself. It uses Athena. So it's all integrated pretty well. So it's taking us through an Athena table, Athena window console, and then it runs the query against the database and the table and provides us the sample data out. So if you look at it, you can see the database on the side. You can pick and choose the database. You can also pick and choose the table underneath the database. You can see the columns being created. So this is how you can create the table and provide access to the corresponding user or the role. Let's keep in mind both user and the role can be granted access, which means if you have a glue job or an EMR job running, you can also ensure only certain job has access to the table. Not all the job has a blanket access to the table, which ensures an extra layer of security, and it's ideal for audits. Okay, so let me go back here to the table. Now we learned how to create a table using the crawler within the lake formation, and then how to provide the database as well as the table access to the corresponding user as well as the role. So always ensure that you go to the database, provide the database access first to the glue crawler, and then once the table is formed, you provide the table access to the demo user or the user that you're logged into. So this is very important. And also I want to highlight few things here. If you click on the database and view the permissions, you see something called IAM allowed principle. This is okay if you already have a glue catalog in action and you want to allow whoever having access to the glue catalog to have access to the same table. But when you move to the lake formation ecosystem, it would be better that there will be one a tool, one framework that provides access to the table instead of multiple frameworks. So in this scenario, I would revoke the IAM allowed principle and ensure that it is all the access is going through the lake formation, which is important when it comes to central governance and federated style in different data lake architecture. We can talk about that later, but something to keep in mind that if you are going through lake formation, ensure that you don't have IAM allowed principles anywhere in the system. Thanks for watching the video. I will be back with more AWS related videos. Please subscribe for the latest updates. Thank you.